Hello friends and welcome. My name is Dr. Heather Carden and I will be hosting your live today where we're going to answer all your questions you have about ketones, ketosis, and all things Pruvit. We have an amazing lineup of ketone technology here at Pruvit, and I'm so excited to be here with you to help answer your questions that you have, how you can optimize your life, how you can optimize your journey towards better health with our incredible Pruvit technology products and our amazing Better Meals. So as you're joining, let us know where you're joining from. Go ahead and tag a friend, a family member, a neighbor, maybe someone you work with, someone who also wants to know how they can optimize their journey towards better health, who's just now learning about this conversation about ketones, ketology, exogenous ketones. Go ahead and tag them down below. I'm going to just share a couple minutes about myself as people are getting notifications to join us. We know people are joining us all around the globe. So again, let us know where you're coming from. Bridget, Melissa, Rochelle, let us know what city, what state, what part of the world you're joining from. I'm coming to you live from Kansas City. I am the co-owner of Carden Center for Wellness, where I have practiced over 25 years as a functional medicine physician. Part of our protocol for all of our patients has always been to implement a low-carb / ketogenic lifestyle. Not every patient is put on a ketogenic lifestyle. We always implement a clean lifestyle, which is eliminating processed foods, processed additives, and colorings, eating a very healthy, low-carb, and again, oftentimes a ketogenic lifestyle. I've also implemented in my own personal lifestyle doing a ketogenic diet for well over 15 plus years, either for my own health needs or as an accountability partner for some of my patients. So over the last 12 plus years, I've actually been living a ketogenic lifestyle. There have been some times when my health has not been optimal and I've had actually troubles getting into a therapeutic level of ketosis. And back in 2015-14, this had happened to me. I had had an accident. I could not get my ketone level high enough where I had prior and felt good enough where I could have amazing amounts of energy where I had prior, like in 2008, 2006, back in the 1990s. And I had a friend offer me and said, I know you know about the ketone diet, you've taught about the ketogenic diet, but did you know there's now a pure therapeutic exogenous ketone? I was over the moon excited. I was ready. I didn't even care if it tasted good. I wanted to actually optimize my body. I wanted to have my cellular health has an easier time making ketones. Oftentimes when our body's not at optimal health, it can have a challenge making ketones. If your body's tired, if it's sluggish, if it's up against some health challenge, it's not always easier for the liver to go grab those ketones, or if you're not actually optimizing and calculating every single macro perfectly, you can't always get your body in that state of ketosis. Now, you don't have to count, you don't have to measure, you simply just can eat a clean, healthy lifestyle, whether you're vegan, vegetarian, ovo-veg, pescatarian, and a ketogenic diet, low-carb, paleo, whichever lifestyle that you choose, you can simply pick an amazing array of flavors. We have over 20 amazing flavors now. Back in 2015, we had one flavor, and it actually did taste amazingly good, like an orange dreamsicle. Simply get your favorite shaker bottle, mix it up with 12 to 16 ounces of water, shake it up, drink it, no matter what lifestyle you're choosing. Again, low carb doesn't have to be low carb, it doesn't have to be keto, but it can be if you choose to. It can be vegan, vegetarian, paleo, again, whatever you choose to be. Mix these up, drink them in less than 59 minutes. Actually, I want to say drink about 20 to 30 minutes, and in less than 59 minutes, your body will be in that amazing state of ketosis in less than 59 minutes. Yes, shake it up, 12 to 14 ounces of water, drink it in about 20 to 30 minutes, and your body will be in ketosis in less than 59 minutes. If you're already in ketosis on a ketogenic diet, it will raise your level into a higher, more beneficial therapeutic level of ketosis, and it will stay there anywhere from 2 to 4 to 6 plus hours. The more consistent that you are drinking exogenous ketones, the more your body will adapt to them, the longer your body will consistently stay in that level of ketosis. So that is our nuts and bolts. Exogenous ketones, one that we take outside the body. Endogenous is ones when you're on a ketogenic diet, you're lowering your carb intake, you're actually having your body, specifically your liver, go grab your fat, your stored fuel energy is what fat is, and actually have your body burn those fat stores. That's endogenous ketones. These are exogenous ketones. You can use both. You can simply make it easier on your life and use exogenous ones. So excited to have you here today, but let's get right down to your questions. I've also loaded up my computer here so I can make sure I get as many questions answered as possible. I've been with this amazing community since they opened the gates to the amazing world of exogenous ketones. Now we have MCT oil blend, the top blend in the world. We have an upgraded electrolyte system. We have amazing farm to table fresh meals. We also have amazing optional products that help optimize your brain health. Oh, I don't have my keto kick here with me. It's over in the fridge. So let's get your questions answered. And hello from around the world. I'm just refreshing over here, and let's get those questions going. So when is the best time to drink ketones? They're an energy source for your body. So anytime that you feel that you need energy does so many things. It's not a stimulant, it's energy. So when you feel you've got a little bit of brain fog going on, you feel like you want a little burst of energy before a workout, maybe you want your brain to be on point before you do a presentation or take a test, or maybe you just want to be the best version of yourself around your family or around your friends. You want to drink them about 30 to 40 minutes before you want to be the very best version of yourself, whether it's at work or at home or at a workout. Great question. Oh, so Deb is saying she is doing the Core 4. Let me talk about that. The Core 4 is our amazing program that we launched January 1st. Deb, thanks for sharing that. Core 4 is a great, easy challenge that anybody can do. It's a 28-day challenge. You simply have to do 4 easy health hacks at least 4 days a week, 4 weeks in a row. You have to, number 1, get your body moving. You have to drink amazing fuel source, which is our Keto Nat. You actually have to eat healthy meals, 1, 2, or 3 a day. Cut out the sugar, cut out the processed food colorings, cut out the artificial stuff. And then you need to share your journey on social media. That's all you have to do. 4 amazing health hacks 4 times a week for 4 weeks straight, and have 2 accountability partners. It's that easy. I can't tell you how many people just needed that little shove or that little get going to actually have that accountability partners to be consistent, because we know consistency is the key to overall success. And yes, Deb, doing the bone broth is actually amazing post-recovery workout and pre-recovery workout because it has hyaluronic acid. Not only does the bone broth have ketones, the beta-hydroxybutyrate, it also has hyaluronic acid and type 2 collagen. So all of those major 3 things, plus it has some amino acids, are great post-workout. So Veronica Jean is saying, does the Keto Pro have the same amount of ketones as the Keto Nat? The answer is no. The Keto Pro has a little bit less of the beta-hydroxybutyrate, which is our ketones, in our Keto Nat. However, what the Keto Pro does have is it does have a serving of MCT, which is C8. Your body will take the MCT, which is C8, and make additional ketones. So your body will have the MCT plus the beta-hydroxybutyrate and make additional ketones from the MCT, plus it has additional protein. So you can have that any time of the day. You can have it in the morning, you can have it after workout, you can have it pre-workout. I like to have my my Keto Pro about 45 minutes before bedtime. I like having the additional MCT in there. I feel like it lengthens that state of ketosis while I'm in bed. But again, it's great pre-workout, it's great post-workout. So it's a Keto Pro, the Pro standing for protein. It has additional ketone-friendly proteins. And Julie's asking, how many times a day can we take ketones? So they are water soluble, which means your body uses what it needs. So you shake them up in some water, your body uses what it needs and eliminates out what it doesn't need. So we've heard people who've been doing some biohacking who have drank anywhere from 2 to 4 to 6 plus a day. we're going to recommend probably 2 a day, because there is a mild diuretic effect to that. If you get too many ketones, it can actually have a mild diuretic effect, which means you can find yourself in the restroom a bit too frequently. If you do get dehydrated, you could have a mild headache, you could have some muscle cramps, some muscle soreness. It's easily solved by simply drinking more water. So 2 ketones a day, you could do a keto kick in the middle of that, you could add a Keto Pro to it, you could add a bone broth to it, but 2 Keto Nat a day plus an auxiliary product, which would be the bone broth or the Keto Pro or a keto kick. but really go by how you feel and what your body needs. So if we're thinking each keto nap puts your body in ketosis for 6 hours. So if you get up in the morning and you drink one at 10 and you feel great until 2, and then you start maybe have some cravings or your energy starts to dip, you have another keto nap about that 2 o'clock time, and then you have a keto pro before bedtime or before your workout, you're gonna have your whole day covered. And hello, Ethan. Hello, Jesse. Nice to see you guys. Congratulations to Amy on her Core 4 results. And Summer's asking, what are the Keto Nat Lite for? Keto Nat Lite is parent approved. It is half the serving of a regular Keto Nat. It comes in 4 amazing flavors. It's in a nice little bag. It is half the serving of a Keto Nat. So if you're wanting just a half a serving, sometimes it's nice for people to start with a half a serving, or maybe if you don't want a whole serving, you want just a little bit of ketones to finish off the rest of the day, or just start your morning with a little bit of ketones, not a full serving. It's a great way to start your day. It's a great way to mix and match 2 flavors as well. We know that our Unleashed is actually 33% more than our Keto Nat. So if you know that you're making, gosh, I wish I had a little bit more ketones in there, a little bit more of the B vitamins, that's a great way to take a Keto Nat plus a Keto Light to get probably the combination, except for it doesn't have any caffeine in it, but you're getting more ketones. We do call it parent approved because we do know that we are not suggesting the Keto Nat or the Unleashed for anyone who is under 18, but we do know that the Keto Nat Light is parent approved. But again, it's great anytime. You can mix the flavors. You can mix it with your, if you want to mix it with your Mito Plex, you can put your Nat Light with your Mito Plex. You can mix and match the 2 flavors, the orange with the lemon, the Giddy Up grape with the strawberry if you want. You can have fun with that, mixing it up. But they are caffeine free, and they are half of the ketones as a full Nat Light, as a full Keto Nat. So Deb Zion is loving the Keto Kick. If you've tried the Keto Kick, put down what your favorite flavor is. Do you love the lemon lime or do you love the strawberry lemon? I'm loving the strawberry, I'm gonna be honest. But I usually love lemon lime of anything, but I love the strawberry. So if you've tried the Keto Kick, let us know. Amy is saying, can you chat about the Keto Kick brain benefits? Absolutely. So the Keto Kick is 3-ounce shot bottle. It's right over there. I should have grabbed it, but it's 3 ounces. You do not need to reconstitute it. You do not need to mix it with water. You just take it on the go as it is. We call it a neurotropic, which means it specifically has some elements. It's a ketone that's free bound to a potassium that's really more specifically for the brain. It's a neurotonic, so to speak. It has some amino acids in it that are more friendly for the brain. It has some acetylphosphatidylcholine, which is more specific for the outer brain of the cell membrane. So it's a little more targeted for the brain. It still works for the whole body. It still helps connecting the brain to the rest of the body. But I've had people take their Keto Kick and go, things look brighter. I think I'm hearing birds chirping, or they start recalling things much quicker. They feel like the light bulb comes in on the room. So what's in there is things that are more friendly or more purposely targeted for your neurotransmitters to connect better for each other, to have the neurotransmitters actually work, cascade down to each other so they connect and break down into the other metabolites much easier. So it's more of a neurotropic or neurotonic, but it helps your whole body because your brain tells the rest of your body what to do. So you can absolutely have 1 or 2 of those a day, but you do not need to reconstitute it. You don't need to break it down. You don't need to sip on it. You can probably take 2 sips, but it's 3 ounces, so it's meant to be taken just as is, like a shot. And it has about 100 milligrams of caffeine. So when you go on the website, it's totally transparent. You can see everything that's in the Keto Kick, all what the milligrams are and the nutrients that are in there. Tina's asking, I am brand new to ketosis. How does this work? Tina, welcome to everyone who's brand new. If you're brand new to our community here, just hopped on this page, or maybe just somebody told you about ketones, ketosis, welcome. I'm going to give a super quick information, but Tina, whoever invited you to this page, just ask them and they're going to show you the campfire video. But our body runs on 2 fuel sources. We either are sugar burners or we're fat burners. If we're sugar burners, it means we're eating a diet, which most standard global people are, a diet high in carbohydrates, which is fruits and vegetables, grains, even proteins, all break down into blood sugar or glucose, which we know because we have to have insulin in order to get the blood sugar via insulin to the target organ, which is muscles, other parts of our body, to use them for energy. Now, if we're eating a diet that's low in carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, but high in fat, low in carbohydrates being maybe 30 grams and being about 70, so 5%, we'll say 5 to 7% carbohydrates, and then having a diet that's 70 to 80% in fats with moderate protein, that's a ketogenic diet. Now, when you're eating nuts and seeds and fats, your body doesn't require any insulin. It can simply convert those fats into something called ketones. Our body can also tap into our stored fat and break apart the stored fat molecules and make ketones from this as well. Now, for the first time ever, we have exogenous ketones. So we don't have to wait for our liver to go break down the fat. We don't have to wait to deplete all of our carbohydrate intake, which means stop intaking carbohydrates for 2 to 3, sometimes a couple weeks for people. Wait for us to tap into our stored carbohydrates. Then and only then will our liver go after stored energy and start producing ketones. It can be sometimes weeks for some people to actually get there. Then you have to make sure that you balance out your stress and your sleep and your foods. Make sure you're balancing everything properly, not overworking out, not underworking out. There's a lot that goes into maintaining a ketogenic diet, but the benefits are incredible. Now, for the first time, and ketosis simply means your body is in a metabolic state burning fat for fuel instead of sugar. But what we really want is we want our body to be very efficient sugar and fat burner. You don't want to do only one thing. We want it to be efficient. We want it to go in and out of sugar burning, in and out of fat burning. We want our body to be very, very universal, kind of like a hybrid car. So now, for the first time ever since 2015, Pruvit did what no one else could do. They made the first pure therapeutic exogenous ketone. Pure meaning it's bioidentical to what our body makes. Exogenous meaning outside the body. Our liver doesn't have to do it. And it is, we simply mix it with water and our body puts it right into the bloodstream and it goes right into the cell and we use it instantly for energy. That's why you can test your ketones, either urine, breath, or blood, and find yourself in that metabolic state where you're burning fat for fuel. It's a more efficient energy source. You get more molecules, 3 ATP per molecule versus sugar. When you're burning sugar, you only get 2 molecules of ATP for glucose, where ketones you get 3. It's more conservative with oxygen, so in altitude it does much better. We've been studying ketones or the ketogenic diet for well over almost 120 years, so it's a well-studied molecule. We're studying it at major universities, but that's simply how it works. It's an energy source. You shake it up, put it in some water, and your body functions amazingly. Better cognition, better recall, less hunger. It actually diminishes cravings because your body's getting more balanced better. You sleep better, better digestion, better recall, better connection from your head to your toe because your body's communicating much better. So Judy's saying Mito Plex. I wonder if that means talk about Mito Plex. So Judy, I am going to talk about Mito Plex. So Mito Plex is our upgraded electrolytes. You can get it in a box that has all blue. Blue means it has no flavor. Or you can get it in a 3 flavor pack with lemon, lime, and orange. It is upgraded because it has a specific molecule called PQ2 in there. Like we talk about our ketones being pure therapeutic exogenous ketone because we're the only one in the world that has one that's bioidentical to what our body makes. So when we shake it up and drink it, our body goes, I recognize that. It's going to go right into the cell. Well, oftentimes people can take electrolytes, and electrolytes are essential for survival. When you take electrolytes like sodium, potassium, magnesium, manganese, all those things our body needs to create electricity. So water, which we can only go 3 days without, plus electrolytes equal electricity in our body. That's how our body runs on electrical pumps, like our heart runs on a sodium potassium pump. All those things create electrolytes in our body. We have something called PQ2, which helps ensure that the electrolytes get into the cell. I hear my patients all the time say, I'm drinking water, but yet I look at their lab work and they look like they're cellularly dehydrated. That's because either they're eating fake foods that are dehydrating them, or their water they're drinking, or their cells are not healthy enough to actually get the electrolytes into the cell, or the electrolytes have sugar in them, they have artificial flavorings, artificial colorings. These are not artificial. This is an upgraded electrolyte. You put the PQ2 in there, it ensures, kind of like a lock and key system, that the electrolytes are going to get into the cell. Next question, how many do I drink a day? At least one, because we know we get electrolytes and minerals from the greens that we eat out of the soil. Most of us are not eating enough greens or enough veggies a day. So we also know we lost topsoil. So anywhere from 1 to 3 a day, depending on your lifestyle, depending on how much you perspire, how much you sweat, how much you work out, what type of environment you live in, if you're on a diuretic, all those things come into play on how much, again, water that your skin loses throughout the day, how much you're urinating throughout the day. So you know, if you're not a good water drinker, you need to increase your water and cap your body's weight in water. If you sweat, work in a hot environment, you work out, you're a long distance athlete, at least 2 a day in that situation, or even 3. So I generally tell my patients, if you know you've had enough water, you've eaten really good, you haven't had a lot of sugary foods, you've had your ketones, but you still feel kind of tired, then do the Plex challenge and shoot the Plex, or sprinkle half of it in your hand and just have a salt and just lick it right up, or shoot half of them in your mouth. Or you can actually mix it in some water, either 2, 4, 10 ounces, and you can drink that. You can drink it in between meals, with meals, during your workout. There's no wrong time to have electrolytes. Just make sure you're getting at least 1 in a day. Tina, the electrolytes do not make your heart race like an energy drink. The same is true for ketones. They have a mild diuretic effect. Your heart can actually race or increase or create tachycardia for many reasons. Stress alone, whether you eat anything or not, can actually cause your heart to increase. But we know dehydration can cause that as well. So if you're not a good water drinker, and say that you actually do drink some ketones and you haven't had any water for the past 2 or 3 days, even just having a mild diuretic effect could actually increase your heart rate. But we know stress can do that, lack of sleep can do that, hidden food allergies can do that, too much caffeine can do that. The caffeine that we actually have in our ketones, and you can get the ketones without caffeine, we call them uncharged. So charges with caffeine, uncharges without caffeine. We know that caffeine, in a very good quality caffeine, has amazing health benefits. So the caffeine that we're using is a high quality caffeine. Is actually used to help get the beta hydroxybutyrate, which is a ketone body, into the cell. We know as we age or as we have stress, sometimes it's hard to actually get nutrients into the cell. We're just talking about that with even getting water into the cell, electrolytes into the cell. The caffeine can actually be used as energy to help get the ketone into the cell. So also want to know that caffeine stays in your body anywhere from 4 to 6 hours after you consume it. 3 hours on a fast metabolizer. So just don't have caffeine late in the evening. Or if you're caffeine sensitive, that can be a small allergy, a small sensitivity, then you can choose the uncharged caffeine as well. If you know you already have a couple cups of coffee, then maybe you don't want to have the caffeine in the afternoon. So just know your body. You know your body better than anybody else. Be a little bit of a detective. Ketones actually calm down the nervous system. So if you drink ketones, you should have an increase of energy, but it should have a calming effect where you're actually more laser focused. So you feel like you can get more stuff done. So you're more productive, have a better workout, hit a PR, but it shouldn't cause jitteriness. It shouldn't cause any tachycardia, but you should feel more energy to get things done. If you do feel that jitteriness, just stop and think, did I have too much coffee? Did I not sleep good last night? Have I truly had enough water? Did I have something else unusual in my diet or take something else new? Just take a step back and kind of analyze or be a detective of what's gone on in your life or in the last 24 hours. Again, ketones are water soluble. They only stay in your body for a few hours and then they're out of your system. So if you can't swallow pills and you want to do the 24-hour fast or in the 60-hour reboot, that's okay if you can't do the Signal OS. You can simply omit them. It's okay if you cannot swallow them. Just simply omit them. If you can't use them, it's okay. Great question, Ashley. So Christina is down 35 pounds of fat using her ketones and feels amazing. So I want to address that. Pruvit is not a fat loss, it's not a weight loss company, because when we talk about weight loss actually includes muscle loss, bone loss, water loss, and fat loss. We definitely don't want anybody losing muscle or bone, and that happens when people just sit around. Your bone can get weaker, it can start to weigh less. When you're up moving around, exercising, pounding the pavement, so to speak, your bone gets more dense, it can actually increase in weight. So we are not a weight loss company. However, you'll hear amazing stories like Tracy Tracy just shared and Debbie just shared earlier and Amy shared, where they are losing fat. How that happens is when you have more energy. We also know that your metabolism will increase because ketones can increase your metabolic rate. You feel better, you want to exercise more, you want to go play with your kids more, your dog more, you want to do more activities around the house. We also know when you're sleeping better, your cortisol rhythm regulates better, which can also help lose some unwanted water weight that can actually come off. I said water weight, not muscle weight. Well, water weight can also help bounce out that cortisol level when you're sleeping better. We also know when you have more energy, you start moving around better. That's part of that core 4. We also know it helps minimize cravings. So if you start making better choices and drinking a ketone instead of a soda, or ketone, or you're using our keto cream instead of a drive-through frappuccino or one of those other sugary coffee drinks, you're actually consuming less white sugar overall. We know that consuming sugar and carbohydrates in a sugary white source or carbohydrate source can actually lead to increase in unwanted fat. So if you start reducing your intake of unwanted sugary processed food, you're eating more healthy foods, you're using our better meals, which are farm to table, fresh, antibiotic free, hormone free, and making better food choices, you're just going to actually lose some unwanted fat. You're moving more, you're sleeping better, your moods are better, you're not hangry anymore. That feeling of satiety, which is fuller longer. Your brain is talking to the rest of your body better. Your hormones like ghrelin and leptin, which are your hunger hormones, and satiety, which is feeling fuller, those hormones are getting more balanced out better. Talk to people all the time that say, I can't tell if I'm hungry, I can't tell if I'm thirsty, I can't tell if I'm full. When you get ketones in your body, it's an amazing energy source where everything starts to get more in balance. So people are like, I'm full for the first time, or I'm hungry for the first time. So people honestly start to feel much better. Yes, and Mitzi, the keto kick flavor is strawberry kiwi. That is the flavor, strawberry kiwi. Yes, thank you, thank you. Nicole, we have a lot of keto drinks without caffeine, so you will find them. I have one in front of me. Watermelon. So if it comes in a white sachet, it generally means it's caffeine-free. Or here's a one from Mexico. This is a white packet, so it's caffeine-free. If it comes in a colored packet, this is lime. This means if it's colored, it's green, then it's going to be charged with caffeine, and it will say charged on it or uncharged. So this will say right here, caffeine-free. All the Nut Lights are caffeine-free. You'll see this says caffeine-free right on top. So when you're shopping on the cart, you will see, I thought I had a box here. You will see a box, like this is a Heart Tart box. The Heart Tart box will be white. It'll have little hearts on it if it's caffeine-free, and then will be charged or caffeine if it has caffeine on it. So when you go under Nat on the shopping cart, and whoever invited you to this, this page can help you shop and get that correct. You'll see charged or uncharged means with caffeine, without. The Unleashed is always going to be with caffeine. The Keto Cream doesn't have any caffeine in it. The Mito Plex doesn't have any caffeine in it. All of the Keto Kick has caffeine in it. The Mexico Ketones, you have a choice with, without caffeine. So we have lots of amazing options for you to choose from. That's a great question. Oh, lots of people are loving the Keto Kick. I love it too. So I saw 2 or 3 people ask about a gastric bypass, which is a very common surgery. And I know a lot of physicians out there now, and I'm hearing this just from being at different seminars, that a lot of physicians are actually encouraging patients to do a low-carb ketogenic diet prior to having a gastric bypass surgery. So when you're asking, can I use ketones for gastric bypass surgery? Can I use ketones prior to this surgery or prior to that surgery? You need to check with your healthcare physician, because myself or Dr. Andy or who's ever doing these live Q&As with you on Wednesday, we don't have access to your full patient history here in just a few minutes. They know your history inside and out. They know your health history. So you need to check with them if you have any significant health history and see if it's okay for you to actually have any nutritional product at all, to make sure it's okay with them. But when you're looking at volume, I'll get back to the gastric bypass. When you're looking at volume, and we're suggesting that you mix these with 12 to 14 ounces, then you need to and you're only supposed to have 6 ounces at a time, then it may be a situation where you want to do 4 half servings a day instead of 2 full servings. So maybe get the Nat Light and mix it with 6 ounces, or mix this with 12 ounces and do 6 ounces in the morning, 6 ounces at noon, 6 ounces mid-afternoon, and then 6 ounces before you go to bed. You can break it up in smaller ounces. You will still get the benefits of ketones. You'll get the benefits of having the beta-hydroxybutyrate. However, you might not test that you're in ketosis because you're not getting enough ketones to supersaturate the body, but you're getting all the benefits of having the ketones in there. And the same is true. I've seen people take a gallon jug of water and dilute 1 sachet. By the time you drink that gallon of water, your body will use them up with every sip of water that you take. So you might not test that you're in ketosis, whether you're using a blood or a breath or a urine stick. You might not test, however, you're still getting the benefits of ketones. Your body's still using them up every time you take a sip of that water. It has the ketones, but it's not concentrated enough to actually test that you're in ketosis. So that's where the keto kick is going to be best. If you're on a limited volume intake, that may be a great option for you. So Kelly's saying, good afternoon. Is there somewhere I can go to gather more information on the programs? Kelly, so you can get back with who invited you to this page, but we do have an amazing help center. We have a YouTube channel. We have Pruvit TV. We have a lot of amazing sources out there for you since we have been now here 7 years, almost 8, I guess we're counting, since 2015. We have got so much amazing information out there for you on our incredible products. So Pruvit TV, we have a YouTube channel, Keto 101, an incredible PruveItNow.com. We've got lots of amazing information on our lead website there. So much information that you can actually explore and deep dive into. And thank you for joining us today. I know that we're a couple minutes over here. I was just going to see if there's a couple more questions I can answer. I know I can be a little lengthy on time. My point is always to get at least 20 to 25 questions answered. So no, ketones do not increase your cholesterol level because there is no fat in the NAT. There's no fat when you look at the back of the page. There is sodium because the ketones are bound to a salt. The salt happens to be sodium with a little bit of calcium in there. If you're using the free cell ketone like the Keto Up, which I thought I grabbed a bottle here. Back there, if you have the Keto Up or you have the Mexican ketone, it is bound to itself. It's called the free cell ketone. You actually have a little bit quicker uptake as it gets into the blood cell a little bit quicker. So the beta-hydroxybutyrate is bound to the beta-hydroxybutyrate. You do reconstitute this. You do mix this with water. The difference between the NAT and the Mexican ketone is the sweetener is mainly erythritol and stevia and erythritol. This is mainly allulose. According to the Federal Drug Administration of Mexico, we could not use the main sweeteners being stevia and erythritol. We had to use allulose. Allulose, we mixed it with a powder, didn't taste very well. We couldn't get the amazing flavors that we all so love, so we had to use a liquid one, which is allulose, which is an all-natural sweetener. It is a free cell, which means it's not bound to a salt, it's bound to itself. So beta-hydroxybutyrate is bound to beta-hydroxybutyrate. This is a very thick, kind of syrupy-like, and you do need to mix it, again, with 12 to 14 ounces of water. So I want to thank you guys for joining us here today. This is absolutely meant to be shared. I am Dr. Heather Carden. I'm joining you from Kansas City, Kansas, and super excited to be here with you. If you know someone else who would want to know this information, wants to have a journey towards better health, is looking for better in their life, then please join them, invite them to this community page. We always welcome people to the community page. You can share this to your own personal page. You can share it through Messenger. We have 5 years of past Facebook Lives here. If you wait just a few minutes, our amazing social media team will have this time stamped where the questions answered will be tagged, and you can see the past ones as well. You can use the search bar up above. But thank you again for joining us here. Your questions always inspire me to see what the leading research is around the country and the major universities and what they're deep diving into about ketones, ketosis, and exogenous ketones, because there's so much information emerging each and every single day. You guys have an amazing day and keep on proving it. Bye-bye.